what happens when you find yourself in a dispute with your bank, insurance provider, or even your investment company? Maybe you feel you have been treated unfairly, or perhaps you have lost money and aren't sure what to do next. That is where FIMMOS comes in. Joining us today is Puan Marina Baharuddin, CEO of the Financial Markets Ombudsman Service, or FIMMOS. She's here to help us understand what FIMMOS is, how it works, and most importantly, how it can support everyday individuals in resolving disputes with financial service providers. Puan Marina, welcome to Coffee Talk, and thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having us, Janita.
So, for our viewers' benefit, FIMM has maintained a strong working relationship with FIMMOS dating back to when it was still two separate bodies, the Ombudsman for Financial Services and the Securities Industry Dispute Resolution Centre, each handling different types of cases, of course. While FIMM focuses on the promotion and distribution of unit trust and private retirement schemes, FIMMOS addresses a wider range of matters, including banking, insurance, and the broader capital market. So to get us started, while FIMMOS continues to promote its services to the public, it's still always worth repeating, especially given how important it is for widespread awareness for those who may be still unfamiliar. What exactly is FIMMOS, and in simple terms, how can it help someone who has a bank account, an insurance policy, or an investment?
Thanks, Janita. Okay, FIMMOS is a one-stop center to help resolve financial and capital markets disputes. And we handle matters that are direct financial losses up to 250,000 ringgit, right? So FIMMOS is actually established for the small man on the street, and our services are free for the financial consumers and investors. So the type of examples of disputes that we handle are losing money from the account arising from scams, or you have any issues pertaining to your loan, right? And if you met with an accident and you want to claim the own damage claim with your insurance company, and if your insurance company rejects your complaint, you can come to FIMMOS. And as far as capital markets is concerned, it is if you believe that you've been missold a product, yeah, that is not something that you want, then you can file a dispute with the capital market intermediary, and after receiving a rejection letter, you can come to FIMMOS. So if you have encountered any sort of disputes or incidences, as I've mentioned just now, you can simply walk into FIMMOS, or you can file a complaint through our complaints portal through the website. Yeah.
That's good to know, especially since many people may not realize that help is actually available when they run into issues, right?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
So it's been a few months since the official launch of FIMMOS. Has the organization seen an increase in cases overall?
Well, as at 30th of June 2025, 6 months from the operationalization of FIMMOS, we have been seeing an increase in the number of complaints. We've received 1,960 complaints so far.
Oh, wow.
And that actually surpassed our yearly number of complaints that we received last year, right? And the majority of these complaints are relating to banking and payment systems, followed by insurance and capital markets. The rise in the number of banking disputes are due to scams.
So, in the case of the capital market side of things, have there been the increase in cases since the merger itself?
Well, what we have seen so far, there is a small number of disputes relating to capital markets, about 9 thus far. The disputes are relating to mis-selling of unit trust, structured products and shares and warrants. A very small number compared to the banking and insurance disputes. And this is probably due to the market volatility, where investors has yet to realize or liquidate their investments, and
so they're holding it back in that sense.
Correct, and we don't see the amount of losses yet coming to us. Yeah,
I see. Could you share with us, the more common cases that FIMMOS receives and manages from the banking and insurance side, as well as the capital market side?
Sure, Janita. Now, for the banking side, the common issues received are, losing money from the accounts due to scams, where people, for example, would purchase, nowadays, they would purchase things online, and they will browse through the social media and found something very lucrative like cheap durians, cheap pet grooming services. And they would log onto the website and communicate with the person in charge through WhatsApp, and they're given a link, usually for payment. So what the consumer does is click onto the link and put in their banking credentials, there's username and password, and that will bring them to a payment portal. That payment portal is actually a bogus portal, right? Where they were asked to put in the username and password, and that payment portal. Now, usually as internet banking users, when you click in your username, there should be a security phrase, but that payment portal does not have that step.
Does it mimic the
exactly?
The bank?
Yes,
oh,
it mimics
dangerous.
the bank with the same logo and the facade, and without knowing. Unknowingly, the victims would enter the username and password, and that's where the scammers would fish this information. So that link contains a malware. It's called the APK file, or Android Package Kit file. And of course, the scammers will log on to the account holder's account and manage the transfer.
So they will wipe out the entire...
They will wipe out the entire funds. So be careful not to click onto any link and not to reveal any username, password, because sometimes we used to receive calls purportedly from the authorities, right? And they're using scare tactics and to force people to reveal, or even go to the bank or ATM to transfer money. So that's what we have seen. Another type of scam that is quite rampant is investment scam. People fall for it, and transfer millions of ringgit into a fraudster's account. So please be careful. Right, my advice to them. On the insurance front, the common disputes are on travel insurance. People travel nowadays with the insurance, and sometimes we're not so lucky. Our flights got delayed or got cancelled. Now, these are the instances whereby you have to really look at the policy, understand what is covered and what is not. Usually, at times, certain incidences are covered, and some are not. So, when you purchase an insurance policy, please read the terms and conditions and understand them. Right?
So it's the fine print that we need to pay attention to.
Yes, exactly, very much. Yeah.
I think I'm guilty of that too. You just want to scroll down and click on agree and move forward, right?
Exactly.
Half the time. But yeah,
yes.
I think it's very important. I think what you've just said, really hit the nail on the head. It's important for us to really understand what is it that we are in for, and then we agree to it. Then
exactly. Don't get pressured.
Aware.
don't get pressured into just, I know sometimes when you purchase airline tickets and it comes with insurance, and there is this, time, maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds to complete the transaction. Don't be pressured. Yeah, perhaps if you want to go to the website of the insurance company to read the terms before, committing yourself. Yeah,
that's good advice. So, we talk about banks, we talk about insurance. Now, these guys are big guys.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
And sometimes people may feel intimidated or unsure about going up against a big institution or company. Can you share how FIMMOS supports individuals throughout the process to make it easier or less stressful?
Well, Janita, that's a very good point. Yes, many people do feel intimidated about raising their disputes against large financial institutions. It's like the David and Goliath situation, yeah? So at FIMMOS, our role is to level the playing field. We make our process very simple and stress-free as possible. At FIMMOS, you don't need a lawyer to file a complaint. Yeah, and our services are free. You don't even need to pay any fees. So at FIMMOS, our case managers will guide you step by step. And more importantly, we are independent, we are impartial. We don't take sides. We provide fair hearing and a fair outcome on the case within a shorter period of time, within 3 to 6 months from the receipt of full documentation. For those who are unable to converse in English or Bahasa, don't worry, because we can provide interpreter services.
That is that at least covers a wider audience, right?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
So touching a little bit onto sensitive points here, there's also the issue of pride or embarrassment. Some people may feel ashamed to speak up if they've lost money, especially when family and friends are involved. And this day and age where social media is everywhere. Yeah. What would you say to them?
Well, I completely understand, the feeling. Losing money or, either from the account or from investment can be very painful. And when family or friends are involved, right, the sense of embarrassment will be heavier. But I like to remind everyone, there's absolutely no shame in speaking up, right? Because things happen to anyone, right? Even to the most experienced investor. So by sharing your experience, do come up, right? By sharing your experience, that would actually help, right? Open the door to possible redress and also to prevent the others from going through the same thing, right? Regardless of whether it was the investment was sold by your family members, right? Or it could be a matter that the issue could be sales practices that could be systemic by nature, and we could actually escalate them to the regulators if need be.
To wrap things up on a lighter question, what does ombudsman actually mean?
Well, the term ombudsman originated from Sweden, which simply means an independent person or body to redress and solve disputes fairly and impartially without having to go to court.
Puan Marina, thank you again for taking the time to share more about how FIMMOS helps the public. To everyone watching, if you've ever felt stuck after a dispute with your bank, insurer, or investment provider, or just didn't know where to turn, we hope this conversation showed that support is readily available and that FIMMOS is here for you. To learn more about FIMMOS services, visit www.fmos.org.my. FIMMOS is also featured in our FIMM e-zine. You'll find a link to the recent developments in the description below. We hope you found this episode helpful in making more informed decisions when investing your hard-earned money. For more coffee talk, make sure to hit like and subscribe on FIMM's YouTube channel so that you won't miss future content. See you in the next episode.